Hi, it's Louis in the UK. I'm 10 stone 11 at the moment. So I just wanted to do a quick video on how I started this diet, this carnivore diet that did have a slight mod to it because I did have a tiny bit of fruit and veg. So once I'd made the decision, I wanted to lose weight, which was my main reason. Don't forget, I had ulcerative colitis. I'd been diagnosed pre-diabetic. I was on my way to being type 2 diabetic. And I had some rashes and some other problems, sleeping problems, anxiety problems. I also just had very low energy levels and just didn't feel right. So I was fed up. My tummy had ballooned like I was pregnant. So anyway, once I'd started the diet, this is what I did. I completely stopped sugar in my tea and coffee. So I was having about 3 teas, 3 coffees a day, all with sugar every day, and milk. I completely stopped the sugar. I carried on having milk, and at first I was using stevia in my tea and coffee with the intention of reducing that and completely coming off sugar in my tea and coffee. I instantly stopped eating white bread, any breads. I completely stopped eating potatoes. I removed any sugar from my diet, so it doesn't matter what it was, chocolate or sweets or anything at all that had sugar in it, basically. So then with carbs, I completely stopped any carbs that I could possibly find in it, any meal. The top of my list was just things like pizza, pasta, spaghetti. I completely stopped everything bad I could think of. So then I moved on to what I would let myself eat. So I was allowing myself to eat steaks, pork chops, burgers, spaghetti with no pasta, fish, prawns. I introduced butter into everything. So if things weren't fatty enough, I was adding real butter to it. Another thing I stopped was honey. I'm still looking into honey. I initially stopped all fruit and veg, but I did, because of my cravings, I did have a bit of fruit, a bit of veg, but hardly any. We're talking like 5% of my diet. And so I stopped all breakfast, stopped all dinner. I was only eating 1 meal a day. It was a 24-hour fast at first, for the first 3 weeks. It was very difficult. I was hungry all the time. I had learned that if you drink a lot of water, that would help reduce the hunger. And someone even said, try just eating raw, neat butter, which I did try, which did help a little bit. So that first sort of 3 weeks was the difficult bit. So obviously I'm eating a lot of meat now, eggs, fish, prawns, butter, everything very fatty. I was pouring all of my fats that I cooked my meats in straight back onto the meats or eggs. I was making omelettes, cheese omelettes, I was eating cheese, I was cooking my omelettes in butter. Eventually I started cooking everything in my leftover fats from my meats, and I was trying to stick to the red meat, so steaks and lamb, but I was having a lot of bacon, a lot of pork chops, lots of chicken with skin on. And then what I did notice that my hunger started reducing massively, so that I did eventually stop craving sugar, like from sweets and chocolates, that kind of sugar. But what I did notice that is if I had an apple, that would help my little bit of craving I had for a bit of sweetness. So this was just in the first sort of month or so, and sometimes I had some peanuts, not very often, and every now and then I would cook a little bit of like peppers and onions to be the bed on where I put my bolognese, my meat sauce, that was made from 20% fat minced meat, and things just got better. Within about 3 weeks, my ulcerative colitis symptoms, which was basically going to the toilet 6-7 times a day, completely stopped. I was only going to the toilet every 2 or 3 days. I think my pre-diabetes just completely fell away because I was having very bad dizzy spells. These dizzy spells completely went away, and I always blamed my pre-diabetes for my dizzy spells. And then I just noticed rashes started clearing up on me that I had here and there. My energy levels were literally unbelievable. I couldn't believe, I literally felt like Superman. I was waking up fully full of energy, and we're not talking like for 1 or 2 hours here, we're talking 10 hours of energy. And I was exercising and running and weightlifting and fixing everything. I was just so busy, and I've been like that ever since I started this diet. I just felt much better within myself. My sleeping has improved a lot. My anxiety had almost gone away. The overthinking had almost gone to nothing. And so my advice to you guys is to literally just go for it quickly. So stop sugar, stop carbs, introduce the meat, eggs and fish and lots of fat, and don't dabble. Like some people try to wean off it, and I find that almost impossible. And my advice is just literally overnight, boom, stop all the bad stuff. And it'll be tough at first, but you will not regret it, and you will reap the benefits. And I still want to lose a little bit more weight here, but my body, my weightlifting, my body has become more defined. I lost basically 1.5 stone within 3 to 4 weeks, and I think I look great for my age. I know that I'm a bit vain, and I love myself too much, but I'm 56 years old and I think I'm doing amazing, and my stomach muscles are starting to show now, but I need to lose a bit more here for my stomach muscles to completely go, and my muscles have really become defined. Obviously I exercise I weightlift every other day, I run every day, and I do 2 long walks every day, and I keep busy. So if you're thinking of changing your life, transforming your life, becoming a newer, better version of yourself, I highly recommend a carnivore style diet or keto. So basically mainly meat, eggs and fish and fat. Anyway, so just one more thing. Once I got into the diet, I stopped the 24-hour 1 meal a day fasting, and I did introduce eggs and bacon at lunchtime, swimming in butter, cooking the bacon and the eggs all in the bacon fat, lots of salt. Salt is very good for you. Don't worry about cholesterol. There is nothing wrong with cholesterol. It's just a myth. And once I introduced the eggs and bacon at lunchtime, that stopped the hunger even more, so that I would eat around 1 o'clock in the day, eggs and bacon, butter and salt. And then around 6 o'clock I would have my main meal, which was mainly steak, lamb chops, eggs, and that was it. Then I completely stopped all snacking, no eating between meals, no processed food, and even when you're feeling really hungry, which still comes and goes, but did reduce, drink a lot of water, and I still have been doing a 17 to 18 hour fast. So I'll stop eating around 6:37, and I'll wake up around 7, 8 in the morning. I won't touch anything again till around 1:30 to 2, and that would still give me quite a good fast, even though I'm eating twice. So anyway, this is how I did it. So good luck, give it a go, do your research. Look, obviously, if you're unwell and you're diabetic or you have genetic problems, there's slightly different rules, and you do have to do your research and speak to your doctor. And I tell you what, you will not regret it. It will be the best decision you've ever made in your life. Thanks a lot. All the best from the UK.